Hi everyone, Adam here. This is a quick movie review of Tron Ares. And this stars Jared Leto, Greta Lee, uh, franchise mainstay, Jeff Bridges, Evan Peters, Joni Turner-Smith, Gillian Anderson, Hassan Minhaj, Arturo Castro, and directed by Joachim Roning. Okay, so this is the third in the franchise. And this time we see Kevin Flynn's company has been taken over by Encom. Flynn's been missing for years now. Encom has a rivalry in Dillinger Systems, who have found a way to create a master control program that's able to come out into the grid, onto the real world. And the master program is played by Jared Leto. The only problem is when they're in the real world, they can only last for like 29 minutes. So Julian Dillinger, who's the CEO of Encom, proposes this as kind of a military weapon, even though he skips over the part where they only last 20 minutes in the real world. But there is a way to get the code, which will make them last longer. Of course, the one person who has it is Flynn. And the one person who figures out how to get what's known as the permanence code is Eve Kim, played by Greta Lee, who's the CEO of Encom and who's been studying Flynn and trying to find out where he is. But Julian Dillinger wants it for himself for financial reasons. And the only way you can think of doing that is to get Eve Kim into the grid and force her to find the permanence code. But Ares, played by Jared Leto, who's the master controller, decides to disobey. So Julian sends some other programs after him. The only way to stop any of this is to find Flynn. Okay, so that's the basic premise. As for what I thought, visually this movie looks great. It's interesting to see, things from the grid come out into the real world, which it's an interesting look. And as you'd expect, the special effects are fantastic. The look inside the grid is really quite impressive. There are a few references to the original Tron movie from the 80s, obviously set in the same universe, but there's a call back to the original. And I thought the storyline was a little jumbled, but it's okay. And I thought Evan Peters did a pretty good job as Julian Dillinger, pretty much the bad guy of the movie. And also, Greta Lee was quite good in her role as the CEO of Encom. And Jared Leto, I think, is a good actor. Although I think he's a professional weirdo outside of acting, did a good job as Ares, the Master Control. He's actually more subdued, not over the top in this role. And yeah, the direction's fine. But overall, I admit it's not great. But, there is a few. But, a few things aren't perfect about it. But, I kind of enjoyed it, but I can see it does have some flaws. So, overall, it looks great. I will say that. It's a great looking movie. Acting's pretty decent for a movie like this. And the direction's functional. But I didn't hate it. I did enjoy it, actually. But I'll be the first to admit it's not great. overall, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, but it's 6 out of 10. So I found it somewhat entertaining, but it's not fantastic. So, yeah, as usual, feel free to disagree, like, comment, subscribe, and watch. Watching Tron Ares reminded me of the time I got stuck in a video game. Okay, Lara, I've tracked the bad guys to the boat. All right, so coming in a really cool way.
What the heck was that? What? That away.
Oh, tell you what, Lara, that was awesome. And you look good, Ben. Just saying.
Man, you have got to learn to chill. I'm going back inside. You coming?
Lara, still outside and can't get in. The hatch is stuck. Lara? Great.